Anyways. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Shay Nicole. The name of my channel is by Shay Nicole. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. So I have been wanting to bring you guys more planning content for a while. I used to, well, in the past I have made planning content on my Instagram, but that was probably like in 2020 and it's 2022. So this video is going to be about how I plan my week. First, let's talk about planning tools. I usually use Google Calendar as my main one, the Notes app on my iPhone, Notion, a recent one I recently started using. Google Sheets is where I'm building out a scorecard to track my progress. First things first, I go into every week very reflective. So I want to look at, okay, what was I able to accomplish last week? What were my energy levels? What was I able to get done without a problem? And then when I'm thinking about the next week, it's like, as a woman, first and foremost, I have to consider my hormone levels. When is my cycle coming? What do I have the energy for? 3 questions that I've started asking myself at the beginning of each week. To recap the week before, I asked myself, what went well this week? What did I do well? So just the mechanisms that were in place, what worked and what didn't, and how can I improve? Some of the things that I wrote from last week was be less hard on myself and to go to bed on time. Another thing, like I just mentioned, I do have a scorecard that I'm using in Google Sheets. Right now I'm only on week 2 of my progress, so the numbers aren't built out enough for me to create charts, but once that is done, I do want to show it to you guys so that you can use it as well. The next thing I like to do is my brain dump. I usually do that in my Notes app. I honestly don't have a structured way that I brain dump. Sometimes it happens in my Notes app, sometimes it happens in my Good Notes app on my iPad, but I do want to kind of start consolidating those brain dumps so that I'm always keeping track of what I want to get done. Because with the brain dump, the thing is that you're not using everything that you brain dump each week, but what you want to do is keep a running list of your brain dump so that sometimes when you're thinking of something, it'll be there for you to remember. Because it's hard to, the point of a brain dump is so that you don't have to just keep everything in your head. You have a place where you can go back and look at everything. So week to week, as you're making your brain dumps, things are gonna accumulate because you're not gonna be able to get to everything each week, and that's okay. The next thing I like to do is clarify or categorize. So everything that's in your brain dump has a place. And one of the things that I do, and it kind of correlates with once you insert everything into your calendar. So you want to have different categories for everything. You'll see on mine, there's things like to make a phone call or to edit or to work out. And so that's how you want to kind of think of your categories. So mine personally, I think I have home, content, personal enrichment, which is like education, work, wellness, and that is important for once you start dumping everything into your calendar. Next, you'll want to do all of your time blocks. So here you'll see me inserting everything into my calendar. You see some things are already plugged in there, and I just go in and just schedule everything that, you know, my major tasks that I will be able to get to this week. Once you begin doing this on a weekly basis, it will become second nature. So don't be hard on yourself about what it looks like the first week, because when you keep going, it starts to make more sense. One quote that I really love, there's clarity in momentum. So as long as you keep going, things will start making sense. And that's definitely very true for planning and staying organized. Like, it's not gonna make sense at first. You're gonna feel like it's pointless. You're gonna feel like you can't do it. It's gonna feel hard, but as long as you keep going with it, it will start to make sense over time. When you're putting things into your calendar, you want to, because the brain dump can, I know that the brain dump can feel very overwhelming, but you do not, like I said, you do not need to do everything that you write in the brain dump, because there's only so many things you can do in a week. There's only 24 hours in a day, and there's only one you, especially if you don't have help or you don't really have a support system. Don't expect yourself to do everything that is on your brain dump list. Honestly, I tend to choose maybe a few pillars that I know I'll be able to get through in the week, and then once, so for example, things that are new to my life, I will try to prioritize them. So I'm trying to do a lot of studying, I'm trying to do more reading, I'm trying to get more serious with my content. So those, for example, would be my 3 pillars for the week. So I know that those are things that I absolutely want to get done, and they're going to be time blocked in my schedule for the week. Then you have your smaller tasks. So it's either smaller tasks or things that are kind of second nature and a part of your routine already. So for me, those things are like doing my Duolingo every day, reading every day, working out every day. Those are things that are kind of automatic, and sometimes I won't put them into the calendar. But when you're starting out, you want to put as much in there as possible so that you're remembering to do things, and that it's a constant reminder that, okay, this is my schedule and this is what I need to do. But like I said, as you continue to do it, it'll make more sense. As you're doing your time blocks, be sure to give yourself buffer times in between certain things. So on my calendar, you can see that my tasks are pretty much back to back. Once your week is planned out, be sure to be flexible. Like, I do it all the time. One of the things that I love about technology and using Google Calendar is that if I need to reschedule something, I can just drag and drop it to the next day. I can just drag and drop it to another time slot. I can change it to another week, just like put it all the way to next week or however long after. If something that I have scheduled gets changed, I can just change the date. It allows me to not feel so pressured. Another thing that I do is I put in time for leisure, and that's actually one of my other categories as well. I call it fun or leisure, and it has a color code to it as well. I haven't been as social lately. I'm usually the type that like plans solo dates. I usually am out with friends and stuff, but I'm just in a different season of my life, so I don't have as much social interaction right now. But I highly encourage you to schedule dates with your friends, send them the Google invite. Make sure that you're scheduling in time to have fun and leisure. Like, productivity is not all about work. It's about just creating time for the things that you love and the things that you have to do, not just grueling work. So that is my week planned. I already know what I'm doing this week. I'm gonna be doing my early bird study sessions, creating content, getting acclimated with my new job. I start my new job on Monday, period. Making sure that I'm prioritizing working out, reading, and creating content. So now that I have those down, I have a clear picture of what my week is gonna look like. If I need to change anything, I can. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.